Okay, what is going on? LBHT crew B, what is going on?
I'll tell you what's going on. We got a Cash App from our good friend Noah. Thank you very much, Noah.
Yes.
He says, hang on one second. For LBHT crew, happy Wednesday. Hope everyone is well. Thank you very much, Noah. Appreciate that.
And Noah, you get one of these. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
And also,
this week I need to set up the studio again so we can do the automatic pops up when people make the Cash App donations and everything.
Also, I want to say shout out to our newest Patreon member, Shelly Shell.
Shelly Shell.
Thank you, Shelly Shell.
Shelly Shell, you get one of these. Thank you very much. Salute to you. Salute. Thank you for the support. Listen, patreon.com/LBHT Show. Help us get our memberships up. Okay. We doing a membership drive. Well, we're doing a membership drive 24/7, 365. Okay. But no, we really appreciate everybody supporting, especially in the off season, man. The turnout has been amazing. So thank you. And
on a personal / professional note, I want to say shout out to Noah again. Because if you didn't notice, we pulled off a blockbuster trade in our Dynasty Fantasy Football League, where I acquired Tedderall McMillan and the number 2 overall pick in our upcoming rookie draft. Thank you very much, Noah. Always a pleasure doing business with you.
So, we're going to have to investigate this. I think this is what's going on there.
No, it was a fantastic deal. It was a fantastic. It hurt, but I had to bring Tedderall home.
I know most of y'all don't get to fantasy football until closer to the season, but when this is Dynasty football, season starts now. Okay.
Yes. And for anyone interested, we are going to be starting up a second Dynasty League for any of our patrons who would like to play. That'll be coming very soon.
Oh, Adelia is here. Oh, thank God. Thank God.
It was a rough start to the show, Adelia.
Yeah. Our super producer Adelia is here. Okay, now we can woo.
We said we were ready to go live, and then we both just sat and stared at each other like
we sure did.
So who's doing
it? All right, look, let's give a shout out to, first of all, it is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well, but if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So wherever you're watching us, make sure you hit that like button, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you listen to the audio form of this, we put this out on Thursday at noon, at lunchtime. So we hope you're enjoying your lunch break. Make sure you give us a five-star review. And who we got in the chat? Our guy Urban is in the house. Urban, I got your email. I think we found a winner. Now the next part is me and Hendo putting together the intro. But appreciate all the work that you do. Appreciate you sharing your work with us, not just us. Coach uses your beats all the time. Make sure you guys go support Urban. Okay. Are they able to throw links? I keep asking every week. Are they able to throw links in the chat? I'm not sure, but drop a link or let people know where they can find your work, Urban. All right. Amp is in the house. What's going on? Just Aloe, salute. Ty Riggs, yes. Appreciate you coming through. Osman says, hello, everyone. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you, Osman. Jay, we were just talking about you, Jay, before the show started. So if you guys don't know, I teased it this morning. We're going to be giving out draft grades for the 2022 draft, right? Because we always say, hey, you gotta, these instant grades, they don't mean anything. You gotta wait 3 or 4 years to see how the classes turn out. It's been 4 years. It's time to grade. And Jay said, please, sir, please, not the Panthers, not that year. Okay. I said, Jay, man, look, we agreed to go back 4 years. This year we're going to do 2022. Next year we'll do 2023. Okay, we're going to do that. Huh?
Doesn't get better.
I mean, look, we'll do it 1 year at a time. All right, 1 year at a time. Omar Tillman, salute. What's going on? Thanks for coming through. Omar may not like that draft class either. Okay. McKnight, salute. Zico Kage, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through. Let's see who else we got in here. RJ Trap, salute. We got Game Too Easy. What's going on? It says you're not late. No, you're not late. You're not late. Nobody's late. Nobody's late. All right. Pay the bills. What's going on? Salute.
What's up,
we got Stretch in the house. What's up, Stretch? Who was? There's the super producer Adelia right there.
What's up, Adelia?
Hey, everyone. Yes. Happy post Cinco de Mayo. What did you guys do for Cinco de Mayo? Anything interesting happened? I just went with some coworkers to this little Mexican spot down in Federal Hill. It was fun. It was cool, and it was windy, but it was warm, so I could deal with that.
Yeah, I am at odds with my coworkers, so
yeah. And I don't drink. Let me ask y'all this: can y'all still go out type bars and stuff like that if you don't drink? I don't drink, but I can still go out. It's a bar / restaurant thing. There's food there. As long as there's food there to eat, I'll drink my soda. Do a little cheers thing. Yeah, cheers. I got my soda or whatever. And I'll eat some quesadillas and then call it a day. But I still enjoy myself as long as it's the good company, people I like. Then I'll have fun. Some people can't have fun unless they're drinking.
Yeah.
No judgment. I'm just wondering. Some people like hey, yeah,
definite judgment.
TC, what's going on? Says salute, Jose and B. Jose, thanks for helping me get through my day with the morning show. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm glad that you enjoy it, and I'm glad that you're supporting it. And I'm glad it helps you get through your day. Definitely. Thank you for that. Let's see. Okay, Adelia posted Urban's channel right there. There you go. Thank you. So make sure you guys subscribe. He's going to be putting up a store here pretty soon too. So if you're looking for beats, that's where you go to. Also, Living Legend makes beats as well. When Living Legend gets in here, we posted his stuff in here as well. Him and Ellis work together. So a lot of local dope producers and music creators and whatnot. So make sure you're out there supporting the local talent. TC, thank you for the super chat or super sticker.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Wondering what that was.
SB Cam. So yeah, it's a sticker. It shows it on the YouTube side. It's like a little animated thing. SB Cam, salute. Oh, look at Bazel, a new member.
Thank you,
appreciate
Bazel.
it. Thank you. Bazel always supporting us, man. I really appreciate you, Bazel.
Man, Bazel always supporting everybody, man.
He supports everybody. He holds everyone down. Yes. All right. Okay, guys. Everybody calm down. All right. Relax. Calm down. Tracy is here. What's going on, Tracy? Tracy? Hey, guys. I love listening to Calais on the Ravens podcast today. I actually listened to that. He seems happy to be with us. Yeah. I've listened to a few of his interviews. That's somebody I wouldn't mind talking to. He seems like a really cool guy, real down to earth, real genuine, right? Real cool guy. I'm happy to have him back. And his approach to the game, his mentality, it's not surprising why he still performs at a pretty high level.
It's not surprising at all. He went to the U.
Well, there you go. Just Al says, I don't drink or go out. So unless it's the meet and greet, right? It's the meet and greet. Tyree says, absolutely you can. I just dog some chimichangas. Yeah. Zeke says, facts, I agree with you. As long as there's food, we go. Yeah. I'm the same way. As long it ain't gotta be like a whole full meal. As long as you got some snacks there, and the people that I'm with are cool. If I don't like anybody there, you won't catch me there. You won't catch me there for long. Sometimes you go out with coworkers, and you're not really vibing with your coworkers like that. They're like, oh, go out, let's go out. And you're like, okay, you don't want to be that person. So you go out and then I always just quietly just sneak out, Yeah. Danity, what's going on, Danity? Salute to you. Says it's a beautiful day to join the stream. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and follow the Patreon at patreon.com/LBHT Show. Yes, super chat available, and Cash App $ LBHT Show #road to 4K. Yes, thank you. Appreciate that. Money Mike, what's going on, Mike? Says bring Diggs to Baltimore. We instantly become a better offensive team. Could care less about his off the field stuff. We discussed that this morning, B. And I agree, right? I don't know. It doesn't necessarily have to be Diggs, but it's one of those things. What happened just now? What's going on, Devin? What's going on over in Japan? Konnichiwa. Thanks for coming through. The off the field stuff doesn't disqualify him for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can he perform at a high level still? That's what I'm looking at. If there's some question there, we're not sure, then don't waste your time. But if we think he's still a 1,000-yard wide receiver,
I think he's a perfectly capable number 2 wide receiver.
Yeah. So then, call him up. Does he live a messy lifestyle? Yes, he does. And we're going to go into more detail about the trial and everything like that on the Overtime Show. The messy stuff goes on the Overtime Show. All right.
Because the question is he gonna disrupt things in Baltimore? I mean, he's on his third team right now, and it's not a talent issue.
Well, is it? I don't know. I haven't heard any reports about him having issues with players, right? With teammates. Not that I've heard of, but you know, not everything gets reported. Not everything is spoken about. It could be maybe he's too much of a diva. Maybe he doesn't fit every locker room. Maybe it's not like he's being disruptive, but he's also not vibing with the locker room. It could be. I don't know. I know when he gets on that field, he's pretty damn good.
I'll tell you what, you waited so long, you don't really have any other options. So go ahead.
Right.
He's certainly a better person than Tyreek Hill.
Well, I'm about to say, is that Tyreek Hill? And so if you didn't like Stephon Diggs off the field issues, you're not gonna like Tyreek Hill's. So kick the tires. I say kick the tires. Diggs had 1,000 yards last year. He's still very capable. Yeah. Pay the bill says, hell no. I don't want to see my coworkers at work and pay me to be there. Yeah. Oh, and they pay me to be there. Yeah. See, not everybody gets along with their coworkers. Yeah. My team is real cool. We can hang out outside of work. We can hang out. Hide the woman folk. And says, bro, watching her walk out the courtroom like he gonna call her later. That's right, he did. When she walked by, he just like, I was like, man, you better. I was like, somebody better stand in front of him, The BBO bamboozler. You guys are cracking me up, yo. King, what up? What's
going on, King?
Ellis, we were just talking about you, man. This is another a dope local talent. All right, make sure you're supporting the local talent. All right, him and Living Legend put out an album. It's awesome. It's awesome. Let the people know where they can find you, Ellis. Ravens Panthers game is a go. Brazil was on the table and quickly slid off the table when those prices dropped fast.
We looked at those prices too.
No. Coach said he might go.
Coach got it like that.
Yeah, I do not. But the Panthers game, we might be able to make that. We'll see. Black Cowboy says 1,000 yards is only 60 yards a game. I'm pretty sure he can do it.
Listen,
not everybody can.
Yeah, you're real arrogant for a Baltimore fan. Like you don't see 1,000 yards very often around these parts.
No, he's not talking arrogant. He's saying he can do it.
I know. I'm saying I'm pretty confident, not arrogant. Pretty confident that he can do it because it doesn't happen very often in Baltimore.
No, but he's saying for his talent, he can do it. For what we have here, they can do it. All right, look, we got a lot to discuss. We'll discuss more of this. We'll get into our draft grades for the Ravens and Panthers for the 2022 season. All right, we're going to do it. Everybody always says this. Everybody always says, "Oh, you can't judge the draft right now. These grades are ridiculous. You can't grade a draft right now. It makes no sense. You gotta wait 3 or 4 years." Well, we're here now.
This segment is going to be for everybody who thinks I've been a little too happy about recent Panthers news. Okay?
Let's take you back to the beginning. Let's take you back to day zero.
Take down a peg or two.
All right, we're going to get into all that. But first, we like to start every show with a Black History fact. And B and Calais have a Black History fact for you.
This week on the LBHT Black History Fact, Mark Matthews lived a life that stretched across more than a century and mirrored the evolution of the U.S. military itself. Born in 1894 in Alabama and raised in Ohio, he grew up riding horses and developed the kind of natural horsemanship that would define his early career. At just 15, determined to join the famed black cavalrymen he admired, he lied about his age and enlisted in the 10th Cavalry Regiment, the Buffalo Soldiers. His early service placed him in the final years of the frontier era, patrolling the U.S.-Mexico border and riding with General John J. Pershing during the expedition to capture Pancho Villa. Matthews quickly earned a reputation as an exceptional marksman, a disciplined soldier, and a leader other men trusted. His military career spanned an extraordinary range of eras. He served through World War I, remained in uniform during the interwar years, and even fought in World War II despite being nearly 50 years old. During the Battle of Saipan, he faced intense combat and sniper fire, proving that age had done nothing to dull his resolve. Over the decades, he rose to the rank of first sergeant and became known not only for his skill, but for the steadiness and authority he brought to every assignment. Later in his career, he was stationed in Virginia, where he cared for the horses used by President Franklin D. Roosevelt and participated in the Buffalo Soldiers Drum and Bugle Corps. After retiring from the Army in 1947, just before the military was integrated, Matthews continued serving the public as a security guard in Maryland, eventually becoming Chief of Guards. In his later years, he became a living link to a nearly forgotten chapter of American history. He met presidents, generals, and historians, and helped ensure that the legacy of the Buffalo Soldiers would not fade. When he died in 2005, at the age of 111, he was recognized as the oldest surviving Buffalo Soldier and was buried with full honors at Arlington National Cemetery. His life stands as a testament to endurance, discipline, and the long, often overlooked contributions of black soldiers to the United States.
Salute to the Black History Fact. All right. Look, we'll get the ugly out the way. Okay. We're going to jump right into these draft grades. 111. You know, Nitro on his morning show, he always posts these questions, right? He had like these categories, or he had these different things on the screen. He was like, okay, you know, if you could pick two of these, which ones would you pick? You know, you had be able to heal 50% faster, not catch a common cold, you know, like the flu and all that stuff ever. Get $50,000 every year to upgrade your home. And then there was an interesting one that he picked, and it was you would age up until 60 years old, and then at 60 you start aging backwards until you're 30, and then you die at 30. Right? So essentially live until you're 90, but you look like you're 30. And he said he would pick that, right? He's like, it guarantees that you live till 90 because, you know, most people don't live that long, but you're guaranteed to live till that long. I told him, I said, I'm trying to live till at least 100. Okay. I'm trying to live like this guy, 111. Right. I can't remember. It was an Indian dude. I remember seeing him on the news. This was a long time ago. It was like CNN or whatever covering them. He was in his hundreds, and he would still go out and jog with his grandsons, great grandsons. It'd be a bunch of them. And he didn't look like 100 years old. He wasn't moving like 100 years old. Like he didn't look young either, but he had a nice little rhythm to him. He'd get up every morning and go jogging. And I'm like, That's what I want. I want to be that. You know. So that's the goal. Okay. All right. All right, Panthers fans, brace yourself.
Okay. Let's
Brace yourself.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's bring up the Panthers draft class for 2022.
You can't hurt me with the past. We good now.
Oh, what are we looking at here, B?
All right, we are looking at a team that where they were picking in the top 10. I believe they were picking 8th this year. Didn't have a second round pick. This is during the era where they weren't picking even 7 times a year, which is why they don't have any depth. They started off with, as you can see, Ikem Ekwonu, Icky, new left tackle, the franchise left tackle from NC State. Icky's been up and down. Icky's been very up and down. And then last year he looked like he was getting it together, and then he got hurt. He had a very, very bad knee injury, and he's going to miss a good chunk of next season. So they're kind of in limbo as far as whether or not this is their guy at left tackle moving forward. That's why they drafted Monroe Freeling, or part of why they drafted Monroe Freeling in the first round this year. But they've got to get a right tackle as well. What's up, Coach? Ekwonu, I'm gonna say not a bad pick, not a terrible pick. I'm gonna give him a B- because he did look like he was starting to get it together this past year, right? Up until the injury. So unfortunately the jury is still out a little bit on that. But yeah,
I'm gonna go C.
Okay,
because we don't know. We don't know. Like if he was healthy right now, and it's time to pay him, do you extend him?
If he's healthy right now, they would extend him. Absolutely. I'm
saying, would you want to extend him? I didn't say why they extend him
right now. You're not tripping.
Oh, wait. So Coach, okay, anybody just came in, just so you know what we're doing, right? It's always a talk that you don't give a grade for the current draft. You got to wait 4 years to see how it works out. Well, this is a 2022 draft. It's time to settle up that bill. Okay, so we're grading the 2022 drafts for the Panthers and the Ravens.
I know I don't see a Giants fan in the chat talking about, oh my God, this draft sucks. You better stay in your lane, Ferris. All right. But we would extend him. I think he turned the corner. He looked like he was going to be the guy, but then he said he got hurt. But I think that yes, if he's healthy, he gets that extension. Okay. So we're B- right there. We're starting off good. All right. We're not starting off hot, but we starting off good. We starting off all right. Like I said, no second round pick. Jump to the third. Matt Corral, an abject disaster. Never really played, never really got the opportunity to show that he could be the guy because he couldn't be the guy. We saw everything we needed to see in preseason and his few appearances in the regular season. He is down now in the UFL. He also is not good at football in the UFL. Disaster at quarterback in round 3. This pick is an F.
I can't. I mean, what else can you call it other than the F? Because who was the quarterback at the time? Was that?
This is right after the Cam drama, like them kind of moving on. I think they Jetty this year. I'm not. I'd have to go back and look to be sure.
But that was a wasted pick for a person that nobody really felt strong about. And clearly he didn't work out.
He did not. Oh, actually, no. This was the Baker Mayfield. It looks like Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, PJ Walker played on the Panthers this year. So that is crazy.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Okay, F on that pick.
What's up, Kabashi?
We're gonna move on real quick over to the 4th round, where they took Penn State linebacker Brandon Smith. I know you all are very familiar with Penn State players over here. You waste your picks on them all the time. Brandon Smith, no different. He was an athlete, a phenomenal athlete, didn't really know how to play linebacker. And, they thought they were going to draft an athlete and teach him how to play. Never works. That almost never works.
Almost.
I believe he's out of the league now. Not 100% sure on that one either. But this is an F, obviously. He contributed almost nothing to Carolina. This is an F.
Yeah.
They also did not have a 5th round pick. Okay, playing just the odds, every other.
I don't even remember this name. Amari Barno.
Amari Barno is a guy who, now granted, this is a 6th round pick, right? So you're not, not expecting a whole lot. But Amari Barno is a guy who kind of fooled me a little bit. After a couple of years, I was like, hey, maybe he's got something here. He's a edge rusher, and another great athlete. He flashed a little bit, even during the regular season, and it just never all came together for him. And then new regime comes in, he doesn't make it, he's gone. That pick is, I'm gonna give him a D- because he did flash a little bit, a couple times.
It's an F. Kabashi says, "Wait, this was the draft. This is the 2022 draft. If you're just coming in here now,
draft class.
We are reviewing. You gotta wait 3 to 4 years to see if the draft worked out, and you can't be giving fresh grades to new draft. So we're going back 4 years now. This is gonna be a new thing. We're going back 4 years, and we're going to grade the draft. All right, that's an F. Okay, I don't care if he showed a flash in preseason.
No, it was in the regular season. He's a 6th round pick. I'm gonna give him that a D-. All right, 6th round pick also. Cade Mays. This pick is an A. Cade Mays turned out, he was their starting center for most of last season. He moved on in free agency to Detroit. I believe he got a nice contract to be the starting center in Detroit. Cade Mays absolutely outplayed his draft position. A pick. K-Mays was a steal in the 6th round. So great job there.
A. I agree. A.
7th round pick, Kalen Buzz is an F. Like just nothing, absolutely nothing. No, nothing else to say. Just that's
overall. What you grade this draft?
All right, so we got an A in Cade Mays, we got a B- in Ekwonu. Okay. We got a D- because we're going with my grades. This is my team. With Amari Barno.
Yes. Well, you give your grade, I get my grade.
It's my team. We're going with my grades. So for the overall grade, for the 2022 draft class, we are gonna give Scott Fitterer an F+ on this one. Ekwonu and Mays are not enough to draft it or to drag it out of F territory. Scott Fitterer failed us.
I will see. Look at that. I hand out more Fs, but I'm gonna give it a higher overall grade because I factor in, the fact that you're only going to hit about 30%, typically on your draft pick. So even if, considering that you're going to miss on most of the picks, Ekwonu, jury's still out, but fine. I gave it a solid C. Cade Mays is definitely an A, and the rest of these are Fs. But 2 out of 6 players.
I hear you with that because that's it's a third, right? But the problem is normally, even if you're not hitting necessarily on a player, right? Even if they're not a long-term answer or whatever, you get some contribution from them. For the time you're there. They got no contribution from these other guys.
I'm gonna say D-.
Wow, incredible.
D-.
Incredible. It's a F+.
We got a super chat from Ty Race. Thank you, Ty. Says ain't heard of none of these dudes. F, respectfully.
That's pretty disrespectful. Matt Corral is he's a guy in the UFL.
It's terrible.
You've heard of Ekwonu, all right? Yeah, I know you've heard of Ekwonu. And maybe if you were paying attention, you heard of Cade Mays. Like I said, he got a nice little contract to be a starting center for Detroit. He's done very well for himself.
Listen, we could have used Cade Mays over here.
Sure could have. Sure could have.
Pay the Bill says C is a strong. F+ is crazy. So it's got to be in the D range.
Trying to be accurate, man.
There's a lot of F's in here. Killer Cam gives it an F. Just Alice says F+. It's like saying you're the worst with sugar on top.
you know what, just Al, that's very accurate. Like he was a terrible GM.
F+ is hilarious. Look, Big Cuz gave it a C-. There you go. Pay the Bill says D. Okay.
Nice.
What up, Noah? So okay, you're really tough on that team. I
I
was
wasn't tough.
D1.
They were tough on me. Look at this class.
A solid
They
B
made
plus.
us-
That's what Jay
They
said.
had people out here talking about Matt Corral is going to be the man.
Slim Smith, what's going on? Osmond says C. All right. See, look, Ravens fans are a lot nicer to the Panthers than Panthers fans are to the Ravens.
I'm incredibly nice to the Ravens.
All right. They tell you keep your head up, B.
Unbelievably nice to the Ravens.
Slim Smith said B.
Okay, he's trolling.
You can't possibly give this draft class a B.
He's trolling. You see what I'm
saying? We don't even know where the rest of these guys are right now.
They drafted a Kwanu, K and Mays, and 4 milk cartons. No, that's not right. We know what Matt Corral is.
Yeah. Okay.
Not performing there either.
Let's pull up the Ravens draft class. This is D1.
The Ravens.
This is D1 for
what a coincidence that you started with this class for Eric DaCosta.
I said 4 years. You said 4. I said, do you want to do 3 or 4? You said we can go back 4. I gave you the option.
I didn't know that this was the 4-year class.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't either. I didn't realize it. So I had to wait. I was like, oh yeah. So right out the gate, you can see we did the opposite and got double the players.
Good Lord. Like they couldn't even barely fit all the players on the graphic. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how many people y'all draft in Baltimore.
And this is EDC's masterpiece right here. Okay. Kyle Hamilton, obviously, I mean, he hit there. I'm gonna give that a solid A. All right. Even though he, you don't typically want to draft safeties that high. He's a weapon. He's an excellent player. Love everything he does. I give it an A. You agree, B?
I would give it an A- just because he hasn't been the playmaker that you hoped him to be, for the last year or so. But he's still obviously a great prospect. He's been a very good player. Yep. So yeah, I mean, A- there. Next up, Tyler Linderbaum. Yeah, I give that an A as well.
I give it an A. Now, not making it to your second contract is crazy.
Because let's just hold off, go through one by one, and then we can talk about the aftermath of what happened.
Okay. You're right, because we had that for a few of these. But yeah, A for Tyler Linderbaum. So okay, I see A+ is in the chat. But we're all on the same letter, A.
Yes.
Okay. All right, David Ajabo.
Second round pick as well because of the Linderbaum deal, trading back into the first. So we're moving to the third round here.
Wait, I don't know if this is right. I thought David Ajabo was a second round pick.
Was he?
I think this is wrong.
I thought he was a third.
This whole thing is wrong. Now that I'm looking at it, this whole thing is wrong because we had 4th round picks.
Yeah, most of those had 4th round picks.
Yeah. So all right, we can't go off of that. We can't go off. No, I just pulled it off the internet. I just googled it. Right, it's Ravens Wire. It says right there, Ravens Wire. Okay, blame them. I'm
not blaming anybody. I'm just saying. All right. I mean, I have the draft class up here now.
All right.
Just on draft history. So yeah, David Ajabo, 2nd round pick. I mean,
F.
If there's ever been an F, right?
F. And not only because he didn't do anything, it's because who we should have taken right there.
Yeah, I don't love doing that, but sometimes you have to. And in this case, you have to.
Well, I don't love doing it either. But everybody was so vocal about that, at least in our circle. We were all on the same page, like, yo, George Pickens is right there. Like, that's who we need. We need a wide receiver. Because we traded Hollywood Brown to get Tyler, to get that 1st round pick, which ended up in Tyler Linderbaum. It's like, okay, well, we need a wide receiver. And Pickens was there. And we're like, let's go edge. Let's go Ajabo. And Ajabo was supposed to be a 1st round talent, if y'all don't remember that.
Yeah, I told y'all that was false.
So F for Ajabo. Next, Travis Jones. What round was that? 3rd, right?
And yes, and I do want to point out it wasn't even just George Pickens because there were several very good players that they passed on to take David Ajabo. But yeah, whatever. Okay, you got your F. Moving on. 3rd round pick, Travis Jones. I think that's an A. I give that an A.
I think I said A. Okay. All right. And then next, we go into a fourth round.
Next
we have like
up,
three.
we have oops, I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong one there. Yes, fourth round pick. We had actually not three. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fourth round picks.
Jesus. Okay.
3, 4, 5. Yeah. So Daniel Falele.
This is interesting.
Daniel Falele is a D for me.
As bad as he played, I will say a D because you got a starter there. He shouldn't have been the starter.
Yeah, but he did give you all those snaps. So
yes,
it is what it is.
Probably D minus. I'll go D minus.
Jalen Armour Davis, that's an F.
That's an F.
That's a straight up F.
Yeah.
Charlie
not just because he didn't do anything. Like fourth round picks, they got to contribute.
They got to give you something.
Yeah, they got to give you something.
Something. Charlie Kolar, that is a solid B for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go B plus.
Okay,
I'll go B plus.
Now this one's interesting. Next up is Jordan Stout, fourth round pick, the punter. Okay, so not a bad punter, right?
No,
he's fine, but he's a punter, and it was the fourth round. So those two things are at odds there.
Yeah,
the fact that he's a good player, I would say, a B there. He's not a great punter, but the fact that you took the punter in the fourth round drags it down to a C minus.
Oh, you're nicer than me. I was going to say D plus because he is a good punter. But you don't draft. Don't draft punters. Don't draft punters. Don't draft kickers. Okay, please don't do that. You damn sure don't do that in the fourth round.
Yeah.
All right. I don't care if you got 10 draft picks. If you have enough draft picks in a round to draft a punter, you have too many draft picks.
Way too many.
All right. That's a D plus, and it's not because he's bad. He's pretty good. Can't do that in the fourth round, though. Sorry.
Next up, the new starting tight end for the New York Giants, Isaiah Likely. That one is going to be a B plus for me just because they kept him in the backup role the majority of his time in Baltimore. Obviously a talented player, went out and got himself a nice contract to be a starter elsewhere. But again, they kind of limited him in Baltimore, making sure that Mark could stay on the field and get his money. So B plus.
I'm gonna say B plus too because he showed flashes, but like he didn't produce because he wasn't in that number one role here. And he's gonna get the opportunity with the Giants, and maybe he shows that he is that guy. Maybe he doesn't. I see a lot of. I mean, I gave it a B plus. You gave it a B plus. A lot of people give it A's. But what if he doesn't turn into anything with the Giants? Are we still looking at that and saying?
Well, that's I think he played very well for Baltimore, and when Mark Andrews was out, he put up starter numbers. So for what they got out of him as a late fourth round pick, I'm fine with a B plus, even if he doesn't turn into anything in Baltimore or in New York.
In New York, yeah, B plus for sure.
Next up, Demarius Williams, known as Pepe, and that is the biggest mark he left on the NFL. That one is an F.
Yeah, he didn't do anything either.
Yeah, that's an F to round out the fourth round there. And then they had a sixth round pick, Tyler Beatty, also an F. I'm not sure if he ever made the roster. I know that he went to Denver and he got a little bit of run in Denver, but yeah, another F there. But overall, you're looking at this draft class.
Before you get that grade, we got a super chat from Ty Riggs. Appreciate it. It says Jordan Stout, A++. You got something to say? Come see me. All right, big dog, you got it. You got it. Let me go correct that. Overall, chat, what do you grade this draft class? What do you say, B?
Because overall, you were saying that they hit on 6 out of the 11 picks, okay, which is an outstanding rate. That's over 50%. But the problem with this draft class is, okay, you hit on 6 out of the 11, and then 3 of them. Wait, 1, 2. No, it's just the 2 of them. Got the second contract in Baltimore.
Kyle Hamilton, Travis Jones,
and that's it.
And everybody else is going. Oh,
so you hit on 6 out of the 11 draft picks, but 9 out of the 11 draft picks left before and didn't get a second contract in Baltimore. Some of that's by choice, obviously, Daniel Falele. But some of those guys you wanted back, and Tyler Linderbaum, Likely, Kolar, Stout. So it's tough because you're not getting a long-term contribution from the majority of this class, right? I'm still going to give it a B plus overall because he did hit on those 6. If they had re-signed Linderbaum and maybe one of the tight ends, it'd be an A plus, easy. But the fact that 9 out of the 11 guys have moved on,
I'm
hurts.
going to separate the two things right now. I will give this draft class an A. Right, you drafted well, you got the right players. EDC gets a D for not bringing these guys back. Right, try to get Tyler Linderbaum done, failed. Right, try to bring back. What you want to bring back Isaiah Likely, but you already re-signed Mark Andrews. That's why Likely didn't come back.
Yeah, you
failed there. Kolar left.
You couldn't have wanted the punter back because how would you lose a punter?
Well, listen, if you draft him in the 4th, you better want him back.
Yeah,
he played well last year. What are you doing, right? So you failed there as well. So the draft A, and I said D, but now I'm looking at this. You get an F. EDC gets an F. Not the draft class. EDC gets an F for not re-signing these guys. A for the draft, F for EDC, because being a general manager is more than just drafting.
Yeah,
right. You got to do you got to do everything. You got to re-sign these guys as well. But I give it an A for the draft.
Okay. Yeah, with that kind of context, letting go of all those busts from the Carolina class should probably bump that up a little bit as well, right? They recognize their mistakes, and then we gotta move on. But yeah, no, this one for me, B plus, just because of they didn't bring back most of the guys that they hit on.
Okay, let's see what we got in the chat. Mr. 205 Young Savage says overall B plus. Okay. Killer Cam says C. Only 2 good players made it to a second contract with the team. Okay, I separated the 2, but the 2 things. Jay says solid C plus. Just Al says A. Slim says B minus.
Oh man, these guys are all over the place for this one.
Yeah, all over the place. Pay the Bill says B plus / A minus. Okay, all right. Because says right B. Okay. Overall, this draft gets a B plus. Okay. If Pickens was drafted, this class would be an A.
Now, if you let him walk too.
Right. EDC gets a triple D minus. D triple minus. I'll say a solid B. Okay. F minus, Tony.
Wow.
That's wow.
Wow. Why do you hate Kyle Hamilton?
Pay the bills. Thank you for the super chat. Says F you say. EDC takes the L. Yeah. A from Kwame. What's going on, Kwame?
What's up, Kwame?
Plenty of second contracts. No, there's only 2 second contracts.
Yeah, but plenty of second contracts for the class. They just weren't in Baltimore.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything for us.
Yeah,
I don't care what they do for other teams. I care what they do for us. That's what matters the most, right?
Yeah.
Just for the sake of this, looking at this class, I separated the 2. But typically, when me and B look at these things, we look at how they perform for that team, and making it to a second contract matters, right? A lot of these guys perform well, but getting that second contract with somewhere else, that doesn't mean anything for us, right? You can have a player. So okay, let's say Ojabo, right? Me and B discussed what a bust is versus a busted pick. We have 2 different, terms, right? A bust is a player that you draft them high, you have high expectations, and then they don't play well. That's David Ojabo. He's a bust. Drafted in the 2nd round. Some people have him as a 1st round grade. Didn't do anything. He's a bust. Now, David Ojabo goes somewhere else and starts playing really well. He may not be considered a bust at the end of his career, but he was a busted pick for us because we didn't get anything out of him. Kwame says, so Jose, you're rating off who stays on the team You can't pay everyone though. First of all, I didn't say I'm rating them just based off of who stays on the team. I just said like they gotta perform. Like how do they perform for us? But also I factor in, the second contracts, right? Do they make it to a second contract? Because that's indicative of how they played for us. But no, you can't pay everyone. They only pay 2. Right. And I don't disparage those players for that. I gave EDC an F for not re-signing a bunch of these guys.
Right. And this comment here, the whole reason it's a great class is because we couldn't pay them all. No, that's false. You let them walk. You could have kept players from this class and you just didn't. It wasn't like, man, all these guys are getting paid so much, we can't possibly keep them. No, they let them walk. And part of the reason they let them walk is sure they didn't prepare themselves to re-sign anybody. But it wasn't just, man, not possible. It was very possible. You just didn't do it.
Yeah, I like Charlie Kolar. This new coaching staff is like, we don't need him.
Yeah.
You can let him go. We don't need Jordan Stout. You can let him go. We don't need Isaiah Likely. You can let him go. They wanted their own guys, right? These guys that we like, and I think they'll be fine wherever they go. But,
yeah,
it was one of the things like
it wasn't a money thing. They could have kept Keaton Mitchell if they wanted to. They just didn't. They didn't.
Yeah. Like Kyle Hamilton was already signed. They tried to bring back Tyler Linderbaum. That wasn't for a lack of effort. They did try. That they just couldn't make that happen. Travis Jones was already under contract. Falele, obviously, you didn't want him back. Jalen Arvin Davis, you don't want him back. Charlie Kolar, they didn't want him back. That's just plain and simple. Like that wasn't a money thing. They were like, nah, we're good. Right? Jordan Stout, we're not paying punters. I don't know why you drafted him in the 4th round. We good. Isaiah Likely, yes, we like Isaiah Likely, but you already paid Mark Andrews. You're bad. We good there. Pepe Williams, we good. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of decisions made because this coaching staff didn't want those players. Tyrese, thank you for a super chat. Says Ojabo and Falala dropped the curve to a B. Yeah, I mean, look, Falele, as bad as he played, he still started. You got some production out of him. I'm not as harsh on his grade. I give it like a D-. And look, overall, I gave the draft an A, Kwame. Like I gave it an A, right?
But he says they're so good that other teams wanted them, but we're grading it a bad class. Other teams signed Jalen Armour Davis too, bro. It doesn't mean he's good. Another team signed Daniel Falele also.
Wait. Timeout, Kwame. Don't do this. Who gave it a bad grade? I gave it an A. B gave it a B+. Are those bad grades? Like those aren't bad grades. In fact, I specifically said I'm separating the two things for this draft class. I'm giving the draft class an A. I'm giving EDC an F for not getting more players signed from this draft class. Oh, he said not y'all too. The chat isn't giving it a bad grade. Like some people are giving it a C. I think mostly what I saw in here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mostly what I saw. Okay, you know what? This might have to be a poll. We might have to make this a poll.
Well, the thing is, what the player does for it's not just does the player end up being a good player in the NFL at some point. It matters what they do for you when you're talking about your draft class. If they drafted Jalen Armour Davis and they're like, you know what, he doesn't make our roster. We're gonna cut him first year. You know what? Actually, you don't even use Jalen Armour Davis. They did this with somebody, Caillou Blue Kelly. He didn't make it in Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
He didn't make it in Green Bay.
That's an F pick for us.
He didn't make it in Washington. And then he started for the Raiders and played pretty well. Is he a good pick? No. Not for Baltimore. No. He was a good free agent signing for the Raiders. He was not a good pick.
Yeah. Muhammad, what's going on? You came in during a heated debate. Happy to catch y'all live. Glad you're here. Yeah, like that. Yes. How they perform for your team. Okay, this is a good question. He wasn't in this draft class. What do you guys grade Owe? I think that was a draft class before this one, right?
Yeah.
The 2021 draft class. How would you grade Owe? Owe had a 10-sack year here, right? He was up and down. But we knew he needed time to develop. His last year here didn't perform well, but performed well in that same year for a different team. What would you grade Owe? B overall, Black Cowboy says C minus Killer Cam, B minus
That's
for Muhammad, D
that's
minus for Kwame.
crazy, Kwame. Somebody else wanted him, bro. He got $100 million contract.
Oh, that's right. He's with Washington now.
Yeah.
House at C plus. Oh wait, F minus. Wow, only one good year for us.
That's not
OA
true.
was C plus. OA B minus. I think these are all fair grades. Well, I mean, I would give an F minus. C plus. Bateman gets a D minus. Wow. Okay, I guess we're gonna grade the 2001 draft class next. But I just do have to make a point. The point is, like, he didn't perform enough for us for a first round pick, right? It was a bad pick. It was a bad pick for us. The player is good, and I thought that's another player they should have kept, because you took the time to develop him. He showed you that he can be a double-digit sack guy, and he's young, right? Keep him, especially when you're overhauling your coaching staff, right? You resign. That's who you resign. I'd rather they resign him than bring in Trey Hendrickson, right? But they didn't do that, and we didn't get enough out of him. That was a bad pick. I gotta give that like a D.
Kwame, don't give grades using our logic. Give grades using your logic.
He didn't deserve that deep voice. Oh wait, I think Owen's gonna have another really good year.
And he performed all right for y'all. He had 20-some sacks for y'all.
Yep.
Right. He wasn't a starter the entire time. Like y'all act like he was out there as a cheerleader.
Vicente says, "Is Yolanda in the chat?" That's her guy. I know Yolanda is not in the chat, because if she heard some of these grades, she would shut this down. All right, that's it for this draft classes. Okay, so overall, the Ravens 2022 draft gets an A from me, B plus from B.
Yes.
The Panthers, what'd you give it?
I gave it an F plus.
The Panthers get an F plus. I gave it a D minus.
F plus. That's perfectly reasonable grade.
If you came in late, the Panthers draft 2022 draft was not.
I don't think we need to rehash it.
It was not good. Okay, so this is what we're going to start doing, right? This will be the post draft every year, because we always, like to give the instant reactions to the draft classes. The cooler heads out there will say, "Hey, don't be quick to judge this class. You don't know what these guys can do one way or another. You got to wait and see, give them time." All right, well, that's what we're going to do. We are going to give them time. And then in that meantime, we're going to go back and look at these draft classes, because we never do that, right? People that say, "Hey, you got to give them time. You can't draft. You can't judge the draft now." They never go back and judge the draft.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we're going to start doing it here. Tyreek says people don't realize that Owe is a player that needs a stud on the other side to pop off. On Penn State, he was opposite of Michael Parsons.
But Ty, that's not true. He had 10 sacks in Baltimore. You didn't have a stud on the other side of him, and he didn't pop off at Penn State. Like, all right. If you remember, he finished his Penn State career with 0 sacks in his last season.
Yeah, but see, I'm gonna find that clip, our reaction to the Ravens drafting Owe, and we said it during the draft. Like, this is a player that needs development, and we're not going. The fans aren't going to like that he's going to take time. They're saying they understand that he takes time. He's going to take time, but you're not going to like him having to take that time. And by the time he actually develops, we're going to say, "Oh, he only did it 1 year. Can't re-sign him." Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what happened here. He fools with the 4-3. He fooled a lot of y'all with the 4-3, because I heard a lot of people say 4-3. I'm like, he's not ready. If we'd have drafted him in the later rounds, I'd have been like, fine. But they said it on draft night that he needs some development.
I don't know what everybody's talking about. He fooled you anyway, because all I hear is that Baltimore takes best player available. So there wasn't any better pick to make at that point than Odafe Owe. It wasn't somebody that they knew couldn't play and needed several years development. He was the best player available at that slot.
Yeah. Owe didn't get his 10th to the last game versus the Browns. So what does that mean? So you're saying he got 10? On the Chargers, he had Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack isn't the same Khalil Mack. But either way, right? Like that's still better than what we have. Right? Like what did he have here when he got his 10 sacks?
Right.
Like we didn't have that guy over here. So, and we're not saying he's a top edge rusher or anything like that, but he's solid. Definitely should have kept him. And thank you, Adelia. She let us know that she could have made us an accurate one. Yeah. I didn't think of it till the last second. I was like, let me go find just a draft class so I can put it, a little visual on the screen. I appreciate it, but that was our last minute idea. So Garnett, what's going on? Says I'm going to keep my mouth shut. My lawyer Jose said that it's an NDA now. What was it that he said? I have no recollection.
He said he was Julius.
I have no recollection.
He said he was Julius Peppers.
Garnett, Garnett, your lawyer says you had no recollection of those words or comments that you said. Somebody somewhere compared Julius Peppers, compare Owe to Julius Peppers. Okay.
Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. What he said was, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Garnett. He said his floor was Jadeveon Clowney and his ceiling was Julius Peppers. I believe is what he said.
Oh, that person that we have no recollection of who said that.
I mean, I don't, if Garnett doesn't want to correct me, then I'll say he said whatever I feel like saying. He said, okay, I believe that's what it was.
I'm saying it isn't impressive. That's what Game Too Easy says. Sacks are overrated.
Okay, yeah, sacks may be overrated, sure, but here's the thing, Game Too Easy. He was getting a lot of pressure this past year without getting the sacks, and everyone hated him. And he got traded. And your boy James Pierce, he went the first 8 games of the season with half a sack. So I mean, just like what?
That's why he's saying they're overrated. He's like, what's a sack anyway? What is a sack?
Like sometimes they come in bunches.
Very correct when it comes to speaking of the fake athleticism. I was fooled by. A lot of y'all were fooled by it. We had to argue with a lot of people when they're saying he went to 4.3. That don't mean anything.
It wasn't fake. He ran it.
Right.
The athleticism was real.
He ran it, and he is athletic. He just had to learn how to play. He's not a bad player. Like that's the thing. Like he's not a bad player. And just so you guys know, you can go back and look in the archives. You could go back and look. We said we would have this discussion this day, right? Like B said it. He said, you guys love him now, and you're saying we're hating him because we don't love the pick. But you're going to end up hating him, and we're going to end up saying, he's not bad. He's fine. Right? Mm-hmm. Because you guys don't have any patience. You don't want to see guys take time to develop. And I understand because you don't use first-round picks on guys that need to develop.
No.
Right? But you took him.
Ain't Too Easy says, oh, chill on JP. He better than Owe. Sorry, South. Better at felonies or what?
Wait,
what do you mean?
On who? JP. Better than
Owe. Yeah, okay. Listen, I bet you he doesn't get to 10 sacks next year when he's sitting out half the season for a suspension.
He, Game Too Easy. You're supposed to say that about your players, and he shows some promise. But you got to do it first, right? Like you can say all the stuff about Owe, he did it. James Pierce hasn't done it yet. And at that position, we've seen a lot of guys that have talent, that show promise, that don't actually meet their full potential. So we'll see. And we'll see what Owe does this year. I think Owe is going to have another good year. I don't think James Pierce is better than Owe. I don't. We'll see. I think Owe starting to come to his own. He went to another good defensive minded coach, and I think he's going to ball out over there. But that's just my opinion. All right. I had no problem saying I was wrong about that. James Pierce definitely showed some promise there. Now, how much time is he serving?
He's not serving any time.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He's gonna get suspended though.
He's definitely getting suspended. He's definitely getting suspended. So when he comes back off of that, then we'll talk. It was Pro Day 40. That's when everybody was running 4-3 something during the 4-3 something during the COVID time. Yeah. All right. The combine is very overrated. He's not a good player either. Okay. All right. Who had a better rookie season, Owe or Mike Green? Owe.
Yep.
Owe did, and he had that sack that forced fumble on Pat Mahomes in that game. I remember.
Yeah, when all y'all were telling us he was a superstar.
Yeah, and they're saying he's already better than Matt Judon, who went on to have like 15 sacks that year. Okay. All right. So you guys know we have a newsletter, right? If you're not signed up, you need to do that. LBHTShow.com. What we started doing is putting out putting polls in the newsletter. Okay. You read the newsletter, we have links to our stuff, coaches stuff, everybody in our circle. Have articles, things like that, links to articles. But there's also a poll every week, right? And we ask a question. And this week's question, thanks to Adelia, sparked a major debate on May the 4th. Okay, you guys know what May the 4th is. May the 4th be with you. All right. And it was a Star Wars themed newsletter. And she asked a simple question. Who would be the better NFL coach? All right. Yoda or Darth Vader? And I was like, that's an awesome question. Okay. That's an awesome question. I saw it. And on Cinco de Mayo, I was, we're talking on a Jose and Hendo in the morning show. And I was like, man, that was a cool question. And it sparked a major debate on that morning show. All right. About who would be the better coach. So the only way you can vote on this, I can see you guys typing in chat already. The only way you can vote on this is if you sign up for the newsletter. That's what the poll is. And what we're going to start doing is teasing the question for the next week. We're going to start teasing that. I forgot to tell you that idea. Me and B discussed that. We'll probably tease it out, maybe like, Saturday night or Sunday night, something like that. Just to kind of give you guys a heads up. You got to go to our community tab and you'll get the question. I'll tease it on the Monday morning show, right? It'll spark a little debate. And then we'll read the results on this Wednesday night show. All right. Kabashi says Yoda. My bad. No, that's all good. You can put your thoughts in there.
That's the incorrect answer.
I say Yoda. All right. Now, okay, for you Star Wars geeks, all right, and if you listen to us on the Overtime Show or you listen to B go on a rant about how the Jedi are weak, and I don't disagree how they're portrayed in the movies. All right, they've let us down. They took to me else.
But it was out of context. No,
it was out of context. It wasn't historically accurate. It wasn't historically accurate. All right. But no, listen, Vader's that dude. We all understand Vader's that guy, right? But typically your great ones aren't great coaches, right? And if you just look at it, he had no leadership qualities, right? And he always had the stacked team. He had the Empire. You have 2 Death Stars, and you still taking L's, right? You still taking. How you blow up 2 Death Stars? Okay, listen. With a handful of rebels, right? That's blowing the 28-7 lead. Was it 23 or 23?
Yeah.
You blowing the 28-3 2 times? You blown the 28-3 lead 2 times?
No.
Right? With the same move. You didn't change. There was no in-game adjustment. Hey, how you blow this thing up? Shoot the core. Okay, done. All right. They built another one. Yo, how you blow this thing up? Shoot the core. For real?
Like I don't know what they moved it. But
it was like with last week when Le'Veon Bell was talking about how Adam Gase was going to call a halfback dive on third and 1. Yeah. He's like, I ain't got to look. Another Death Star, shoot the core. I ain't got to. We ain't got to pull up the schematics.
Listen. Absolutely wrong. All right. Absolutely wrong. First of all, you're not gonna blame my guy Vader for stuff that happened when he was not the coach. All right, you need to talk to Emperor Palpatine. You need to talk about Palpatine about their Death Star plans. All right, that wasn't Vader. But second, Yoda is a complete coward. All right, listen. When we're gonna focus in on episode 3 real quick. When they say, "Hey, you know what? You and me, Obi-Wan, my top tier student, right? My number one prospect. We're gonna roll out. You're gonna fight Anakin, your boy. I'm gonna fight Palpatine, and we're gonna put an end to this." Okay. Obi-Wan went, and Obi-Wan fought Anakin. It was a great fight up until the end. Anakin got a little full of himself. He lost some limbs, but guess what? Obi-Wan didn't finish it because he doesn't have the killer instinct, because that was not instilled in him by Yoda. Second, Yoda got his ass whooped by a cackling old man just throwing furniture at him. And then when he fell down and he's dusting himself off and everything, and he stands up and Palpatine's still standing up there waiting to keep the fight going, Yoda said, "Can't do it. I gotta go." And he ran away. Now, when Obi-Wan shows up and says, "Hey, I took care of Anakin. Did you do your part?" And he's like, "Nah." There wasn't, "Let's both go back at him and finish the job." It was, "Yo, get your ass in this car. We going to hide for the next 20 years." All right. That's what he said. Now, meanwhile, Vader is out there running up the score on everybody. Okay. Vader went to their home. He went to their home court. He went to the Jedi Temple. He took out everybody by himself. Right. And then
he took out some kids.
I said,
he took out some younglings.
Regardless, they have the
Force.
Force.
Kids, huh?
They have the Force. They have the Force, and there were teachers there. Anyway, he took out everyone. He took out all of them. Okay. And then after the attack, after the surprise attack, which was orchestrated by Vader, by the way, where they murdered all the Jedi, thinking ahead, very strategic. He hunted down the rest of the Jedi and killed them himself. Okay, so I disagree.
Video games and all that
I
stuff.
disagree. No, that's what happened in the that's the canon. He hunted them down and he didn't get all of them, obviously.
Obviously,
there were some
he's
left.
not a closer.
There was some left, but he got most of them. But the other part of it here, the other part that proves to you that Yoda can't get the job done. You sitting in the seat of power in Coruscant, right? You're on the council. You're right there in the lap of luxury, getting old and fat and soft, and you couldn't even tell that the Emperor was playing right in your face. You didn't know. He had no idea what was going on. Also, last thing, I'll let you go real quick. Last thing though, the last couple people that Yoda trained, okay, one, Obi-Wan, again, he didn't get the job done, went into hiding just because you told him to. No will. Count Dooku fell to the dark side. Okay. Yoda may have been a great coach at one point. You know, he did train Mace Windu. Okay. He had it back in the day. He had it back in the day. He ain't got it now. He's Joe Gibbs on the second run in Washington. That's what he is.
Okay. Let me read the super chat from Tyrone. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. It says Yoda equals Harbaugh. Better than us. Who has?
That's right. That's right.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
Who was a better player? John Harbaugh or Mike Singletary?
Mike Singletary.
Okay. Who had a more successful career?
I know she didn't say who's a better coach.
Who's a better coach?
Mike Singletary. All right. They wanted to run through a wall. No, it wasn't. But that's all right. That's okay. But you're trying to hold that stereotype against
what you're
Larry
doing
Bird
is
was a very good coach.
Keeping it real. What's going on? Appreciate you.
Okay,
Appreciate you coming through. But you're comparing their playing careers to their coaching careers, right? Like, yes, he got beat down by the Emperor. What happened to Vader?
Again,
Vader.
I'm glad you asked.
Let me tell you something.
I'm glad you asked.
Let me tell you what happened to Vader. Let me tell you what happened to Vader. Okay. The same person, the person who has no killer instinct of Obi-Wan, told Vader, "Listen, you need to chill with all that, right? Like, You not who you think you are. He was Larry Bird to that Michael Jordan in that moment. Larry Bird had to tell Michael Jordan, you ain't it yet. You ain't it until I pass it to you. And Vader said, I'll show you. And in one swoop, he cut off all his limbs. He rolled down the hill and fell into a pit and caught fire. And we all laughed.
Only 3 of them.
Yeah. And we all laughed. We all laughed. That's what happened. That's your Vader. And then when he turned into Vader,
and guess what happened
in the Obi-Wan series, he got beat up again.
No.
We all saw it.
But so, guess what happened in that moment when he rolled? It was pretty funny. He went tumbling down the hill and he caught on fire. Guess what happened? What was your boy's reaction? What was your boy Obi-Wan's reaction? He went like this, because he couldn't stand it. Okay, he's not built for the clutch moment. Right?
I trained this.
He turned away. He was disgusted.
But let's get back to the coaching part of it.
He couldn't go down there and finish the job.
Let's get back to the coaching part of it, because you brought up a good point about the council and not having that awareness that there's a Sith Lord, right in the next room. You had the Empire. You're taking over the whole galaxy. You have a Death Star that blows up planets. You have a fleet for miles and miles and miles and light years. Okay, you run things.
Yeah.
How did like 5 X-wing pilots? None of them had the Force except for one kid who barely learned how to use the Force. He had about 2 days of training. How did they blow up your Death Star?
Listen. Again, you're talking about things that happen when you're not in charge. Right? Vader wasn't running it, but I would also like to point out. I would like to point out as well. They had the greatest prospect of all time, right there in the room, and Yoda basically spit in his face and pushed him to the dark side, because again, he doesn't know how to handle superstars. All right. Yep. They said, hey, yeah, we're going to put you on the council, but we're not going to call you master. And he was like, I am very upset. I am leaving Miami.
Vader also had the greatest prospect in his own son, right? In-house recruit. It recruits himself, except he said, no, now I'm going to cut your hand off. I'm going to beat you down in front of your boss. And your boss says, let's push him to the side. Hey, you want a job? You want a job? You want your dad's job? All right. That's all I'm saying. That's all. Okay,
and listen. What happened at the very end? I'm glad you asked what happened at the very end, because you brought up the Obi-Wan series when they were trying to save Star Wars, and everybody loves Obi-Wan. So of course we're going to try and make him beat up Vader. Ridiculous. What happened was they saw each other later. Vader swung his lightsaber, and Obi-Wan disappeared forever. He died. He killed him. Right. Mm-hmm. And then later on, after the self-taught Jedi Luke Skywalker, self-taught because Coward was just hiding in the swamp and died before the real stuff went down, he got to the end. He's sitting there and he's going at it with Vader, and yeah, he beats old man Vader. Okay, Father Time catches up with all of us, right? But what did Darth Vader do? Darth Vader didn't go out a loser. Darth Vader, he saw the writing on the wall. He saw what was going down, and he switched teams and he killed the Emperor. Right. When last
did we see Darth Vader? When his body was getting burned up by his son.
No.
Yes.
The last time we saw Darth Vader was right after he killed the Emperor.
No.
And turned back to the light.
And he's getting burned up. His body gets burned up by his son.
No.
That's the last we saw. Okay. We've made our case. Okay. Adelia has the poll. All right. This is why it's important that you guys sign up for the newsletter, because we just started up. So it's not that many, but the more people that come in, you can win this argument. Adelia has to
point out that Darth Vader using the Force would just steal the plays of the other team.
But he won't read it. Clearly he can't read.
Oh, wow.
He looks at it and says, all right, we're gonna hide the weak point in the core. Nobody's gonna see it, right? All right, cool.
Not his star. All right, not his star.
What do you have, Adelia? Who's the winner? Who we got? Okay, Yoda. Oh, look at that. 72.7% says Yoda, bring that wisdom and Jedi energy. Only 27.3% says Darth Vader. who could be running practice until they sense the dark side.
Listen, all that says is we need some more people to sign up for the newsletter, because that's ridiculous.
We do. We need more engagement. But hey, the poll says it. Yoda is your coach. Okay. Yoda is your coach.
And guess what? 0 championships coming your way.
None for Vader either. Okay. You know what Vader's teams were? The Fab Five. Oh, that hurt, didn't it?
Listen. We still talk about the Fab Five. We ain't gonna be talking about these Ravens that were John Harbaugh coached.
You're right. We ain't gonna be talking about Duke. You're right. Listen. LBHTShow.com. That's how you sign up for the newsletter. We're going to be doing stuff like this every week. We're going to put out some questions to get you guys, debating about this and voting, and you want your voice to be heard. It's free. All right. Just go to our website, sign in, put your email address in the little box, and you'll be signed up for the newsletter. It goes out just one time a week, every Monday at noon. All right. So when that drops, you vote and you keep voting until Wednesday. We're gonna do the results on the Wednesday show.
And I just want to point out one more time before we move on. Again, there was one Sith, and the entire Jedi world, led by Yoda, could not get him up out the paint, and in fact had their entire world burned down, and Yoda living in a swamp hiding.
Some X-Wing fighters with no training.
Okay.
No force training. Took out 2, not 1.
Darth Vader didn't build that star.
Yeah.
Darth Vader didn't build that star. Yoda built the Jedi.
So when they win, he gets the glory. When they lose, it's somebody else's fault.
They never lost.
Okay. All right, Harp Vader.
You say they
lost.
Harp Vader. You say they lost. Yeah, you blew up the Death Star. They were still in control of everything. Like the Rebels never beat the Empire in Star Wars. That never happened. Okay. They just don't show you the rest of the galaxy. Yeah, okay, you liberated the outer rim. Nobody cares. Nobody live out there.
Listen, the Empire. The biggest 3-1 comeback, ever was the Empire. All right, 2 times. So okay, wait. Suge has a question. Honest question. How you think Vader and the Emperor felt when they found out the dude who blew up the Death Star name is Skywalker, trained by Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Well, I know how Vader felt. He said, "I'm about to go end Obi-Wan." Okay,
but, no. His boss said that ain't Skywalker, as in Anakin. You're the dad of this kid Skywalker.
I know, very very common name. Very common. and listen, but again, all you're proving is that the Emperor is the terrible coach, because he's the one who kept it from Vader that he had kids. He's the one that told him that she died and there was no kids.
Oh, he couldn't sense that?
He was in terrible grief. Like, I don't. Oh, we judging the man for having emotions now. That's crazy. That's wild. He was a young man. He was groomed and lied to. And you're victim blaming Darth Vader right now.
You might say, did y'all see Lamar and Snoop? I didn't see. What did Lamar and Snoop do?
If this is what you're referring to, they are the Lamar and I can't remember who the other player is now, are the godfathers for Tyler Huntley's brand new twin daughters. So congratulations to Tyler Huntley.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations.
It was Lamar, and I don't remember who the other player was.
Okay. That's what's up. Good for them. Yeah. They seem like they're pretty good friends. Was out in Federal. Oh, they're out in Fed Hill last night offering free haircuts.
Okay, nice.
Oh, I could have ran into them.
As much as we debate Tyler Huntley's skill in the field, he seems like a great person.
Oh yeah. There's no real debate. I think he's going to be a solid number 2. Like, you need backups, right? Not everybody, like
Skylar Thompson is in town now.
I know, like, but not everybody. Backups are backups for a reason, right? They're not consistent starters. Okay. They're not consistent starters, but you want a good solid backup that he's not going to go anywhere to be a starter. He can stay in that system the whole time. He knows the playbook, front and back, and you have that consistency there. There's a lot of value there, and I think Snoop can be that.
The danger with that, because you're not wrong. The danger with that is what you saw in Carolina, where you get comfortable with the backup and then they have to play, and then you didn't realize that they were washed until they and they fall down flat on their back trying to throw a screen pass, and then they get up laughing, and then you're like, "Good Lord God, what did I do?"
Hold on, Tyreek Hill's in court now. What did he do? That's what mine said. Well, no Tyreek Hill, he in court too. I don't know. We'll have to look at that.
Oh, well, they weren't going to sign Tyreek Hill anyway.
Stephon Diggs thing, we're going to talk about on the overtime show. Okay. Messy case. We have a lot to discuss in the overtime show, but that'll be one of the things that we discuss. Okay. We're going to discuss Jaylen Brown crying about the refs cheating. We're going to talk about Rick Fox almost getting in the fight in the Bahamas as he's running for office, which I did not know.
Almost starting and ending a fight. Hold on. I just looked at Twitter. It says Tyreek Hill appeared in court today as he faces a lawsuit from influencer Sophie Hall, who claims he intentionally broke her leg in 2023 after allegedly shoving and pushing her during a football lesson. That's crazy.
Well, wait. He intentionally broke her leg?
That's what she's alleging.
By shoving her during a football lesson, or did he accidentally break her leg?
No, she's saying he intentionally broke her leg in 2023 after allegedly shoving and pushing her during a football lesson. So, I mean, I don't know how it rose to the level of you have a broken leg now, but that's what she's alleging. That's what he's in court for. It looks like.
Typically I say, hey, listen, you got to go handle that. We got to stay away from you, right? Because you already have some baggage. But good Lord, after watching this Stephon Diggs trial, I need to at least hear her talk first. Okay. Yeah. Because this trial, this Stephon Diggs trial took 2 days. That's all the judge, her lawyers, her lawyer asked a question and he was like, never mind, strike that. It's almost lunchtime. Can we wrap this up? And they were like, we sure can. Joey was like, let's get up out of here. So I need to hear a little bit.
It's weird. It's weird, right? Because even if it was an accident, he would be liable, right?
Yes.
If you broke a leg, but I don't know. I'm sure there's more details to it. That's just the one tweet that came up.
All right, so definitely by next week we'll have some more details on that, and later on, next week we'll have more. So,
but I guess Tyreek is not the answer to that poll question. Who would be the best coach?
Yeah, Tyreek is not. He's not in the cards right now. So Stephon Diggs, we will trade Voorhees to y'all for Tataroa. I keep forgetting Voorhees is on the team.
Who are you talking to? Like, what? Do you see me in a crib? Like I'm a newborn? Voorhees? You couldn't, not even the decency to say, hey, maybe Rashad Bateman just needs a change of scenery. He's performed. You gonna offer Voorhees? I thought you respected me more than that of money.
Terrible. Does Voorhees? I know I asked this question before.
Terrible.
Does Voorhees have a chance to turn things around, like at least be solid?
Sure, everybody has a chance,
but not likely.
It's not likely.
He was pretty bad, but they haven't cut him, and I keep forgetting he's there. It doesn't seem like realistic.
They don't seem to be talking about him, and I don't think he's going to be on the roster.
I don't think so either.
They're
like, we need a camp body
now, just in case. Right, like if the catastrophic thing happens and Vega can't play and Emory Jones can't play, they're like, all right, we got to roll with Voorhees and John Simpson. But once they get out there and they see Vega moving people around and they see Emory, playing going, they'll be like, all right, you can go, Andrew. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
we know nobody's going to sign you, so if there's an injury, we'll call you back.
We'll call you. Yeah. All right. Okay. I was going to do this Draymond versus Austin Rivers thing, but we'll save it for the overtime show. Let's do let's do submitted questions and let's get over to the overtime show. You good with that?
Yeah.
All right. Look, the overtime show, we have a lot to discuss. So if you want to be a part of that, patreon.com/LBHT show, or be a channel member. As little as $5 a month will get you access to that, as well as our Discord. And once you're in there, you're in there. We don't kick anybody out ever unless you do something to get kicked out. So we're building a community over there. So yes, we'll do that. But right now, we're going to do some submitted questions and we'll get up out of here.
All right, we got one submitted question from Game Too Easy, who seems to be like one of our other friends who likes to get in Ravens business on Twitter. He says, why do Ravens fans get in their feelings if you don't give Kyle praise? On Twitter, someone said Jalen Hawkins will allow Kyle to do his, quote, thing. I replied, Kyle shouldn't have to be allowed to do his thing. He should just do it. His fandom told me I don't know ball. Yeah, no, I agree. If Kyle is the playmaker that he's sold as, he should go out and make plays. It doesn't matter who else is on the field, right? But I think that they were all poorly coached, out of position, and generally unprepared last season. So I mean, nobody did their, quote, thing last year on the Ravens defense, really.
No, I agree. Last year, you can give everybody a pass, right, for the most part. But outside of that, he's been an excellent player. But no, he hasn't been that game wrecker. He hasn't been that playmaker, right, that you want to see. And it looks like he's on the cusp of that. Like he's like, again, excellent player. That's a small critique of his game. He's an excellent player. You want to see if he can do just that extra little bit to really put him over the top. But there's nothing holding him back. Like he shouldn't be a player that needs another player to let him play his game. And if he is, he's not the player that you think he is. Yeah. Right. But I don't believe that of him. I don't think he needs another safety to unleash his game. No. Is that the only question?
Yes. All
right, cool. I'll read a couple more comments and then we'll get up out of here. Blue Tent Kyle. I'm not even gonna call him that because yes, he gets dinged up here and there, but he's available most games, right? I don't think he's missed that many games. Yes, he get hurt and you're like, damn, that looks bad, but he get back out there. He's tough.
He's not Blue Tent Kyle. He is CW villain Kyle. That's exactly what he looks like.
There's one more question.
I'm not reading your late submissions anymore, Shug. We're done. We're done.
Let's see. I see some news saying Tyreek Hill's going back to Kansas City. He could.
That's kind of the assumption that people have had, and I think he'd been working out in Kansas City, but we'll see.
Let's see. Now, Kyle, a dog. Y'all gotta chill with the names. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I don't like the blue tent thing. He's tough.
Yeah. He is.
Famous guy says, I think he meant Kyle. I love Kyle, but he has never made a big play in the playoffs ever under Mike McDonald. Well, he had like 2 years. He had 2 years with Mike McDonald.
Yeah, he's a very young player.
Yeah. So no, the book hasn't been written on him yet, but he's an excellent player. Take my Patreon money elsewhere. Well, take it on then, Shug.
It's an incomplete question anyway. Like I don't even know what you're asking for.
This is disrespectful, JB. Top 10, not 10. No.
Listen. When I looked and I found out he was not top 10 among safeties in a bunch of different categories, I was like, I don't know.
Down year for sure. Down year.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't great.
He's definitely, he's top 3, I would say. Just 4 fumbles in
your faith is
game 22. So yeah. So look, this year I think clean slate, and I have high expectations from the defense. We have talent there, right? A lot of these guys were higher draft picks. The talent is there. I think we have a defensive head coach. We have another excellent defensive coordinator that is going to instill a confidence in these players. They're not going to play hesitant. And these are words apparently that came from the players, from different reports, right? Baltimore Sun and the Banner saying that, hey, the players are second guessing themselves out there, right? They didn't want to throw Zach Orr under the bus, but that's his fault. But, them second guessing themselves, tells me that they don't understand the plays. There's miscommunication. All that stuff is going to be out the window. I think they're all going to be on the same page. They're going to know exactly what they need to do out there, and they're going to be flying to the ball. And you're going to see a completely revamped defense, which I don't think needed a lot of talent, a lot of extra help on the team. So
Kwame is putting all of Kyle Hamilton's injury scares. He's missed 4 games in 4 years, Kwame.
That's nothing. That's nothing.
Like, you gotta stop, bro. He's missed 4 games in 4 years.
Wait, do you think no player misses time? Find me the player that's never missed any time. It's a violent sport. Like players gonna get hurt. Like that's nothing. I'll take that all day.
How you gonna miss a concussion check? Like that's involuntary.
Yeah. Not even miss a game. He just had to get a concussion check. Okay. All right. Left with concussion check, but return. What are we talking about? He came back to the game.
One time somebody asked him if he was hurt, but he wasn't. Lieutenant Kyle.
Eli missed games. He missed games with plantar fasciitis. You know how I know this? Because when I first heard what that was, I was like, you missed a game because your foot is sore? And I laughed at him. And then one day, my feet started hurting. I went to the doctor. They're like, yeah, plantar fasciitis. I was like, that's what that is? I thought somebody shot me in my foot. My bad, Eli. Because I can't walk on this thing. Plantar fasciitis is no joke. So yes, he's definitely missed some time. All right, I'm gonna tease this for next week. Right, we're getting out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Going back and looking at the previous drafts, giving our draft grades and everything. We're doing more of a draft theme next week, and it should be a lot of fun. I tease this again on the morning show. Myself, Brodny, Hendo, and Ferris decided to do an all-time fantasy draft. If you can draft any player from any era at their peak, think about these players that you think like they were great, not when they're first coming into league or later on, at their absolute best, right? And you can draft these guys. You're creating your team from scratch, right? We drafted 11 offensive players, 11 defensive players, and we put our team together, and we are going to see what you guys think about it. Okay, that's coming next week. Now,
probably not next week.
Okay.
Hendo's not going to be here next week.
Got you. But we can still present it. Does Hendo want to be on the show?
I told him he's going to be on the show.
Okay, maybe not next week, but it's coming up. Now, listen, we threw a little wrinkle in this. All right, this is a blind reveal. We're not going to put the names of the teams. Okay, we're just going to say team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4, and we will list the players that were drafted, and then you guys can decide who drafted the best. Okay,
and why it was me.
Okay, all right. You can even guess who drafted who. All right, that's coming up. That's coming up. And if you guys enjoy that and the engagement is good, we have some other ideas as well. We're gonna have some fun this offseason. We're gonna have a lot of fun this offseason. I'm on your side. There you go.
What?
So, what are you looking at?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. All right, that's the show. What are you reading? B? You reading something?
No. I was just reading some Jim Brown discourse, and I don't like that dude.
Okay, I like him, but he's an all-time great.
Sure he was.
So, Osmond says, despite all the talent, both with the players and coaching, don't be surprised if if it takes half the season for us to reach peak performance, oh yeah, it's a new coaching staff, and especially if we're running a different offense. And honestly, I think that's why a lot of these players didn't come back. They're like, look, they were, you guys were taught some bad habits. We need to bring some people in here that weren't taught those bad habits that we can kind of just mold to do what we need them to do. I never thought Pat Ricard was going to come back under any circumstance. I think that was a money thing. I think that was like, yeah, we don't need you. We don't need you anymore. Right. Yeah. Thank you for your services. It is going to take a little time for them to ramp up, but they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. What are you smiling at?
Suge is in the DMs right now, asking why he was not part of the draft and asking if it's because he's black.
Don't read that right now. Don't read that.
No, it came up on the thing. So, and he's wondering if it's because he's black. And I didn't know what to say to that.
Coming up on an overtime show, we're going to discuss Suge's blackness.
It's not because you're black, Suge. I can assure you of that.
All right.
It's because Jose excluded you.
If it takes half a season, there will be an L or two. We really should go undefeated.
But
as a delusional fan.
But you know what? What was crazy, Don? When I look at the Ravens, not necessarily last year, but there's been points when I looked at the Ravens. I'm like, you've got the O-line, you got the defense, obviously, and they had some decent talent on offense. And then you got Lamar Jackson. I'm like, who should beat them? It's one of those things where Baltimore was going to be the one to beat themselves, and not that there was anybody actually better than them, on their schedule. And then also they don't like playing Pittsburgh.
For the first 3 quarters of that Buffalo game last year, we were like, bro, this team is unstoppable.
17-0 Super Bowl.
That's what it felt like.
And then fourth quarter happened.
And it all fell apart. And it was like Harbaugh got to go immediately. I felt like the season could have been salvaged if they fired Harbaugh, but whatever.
It would have. It absolutely would have.
Yeah.
But because he's a coward like Yoda.
Okay.
And not a leader of men.
And blew a major lead like
not
Vader.
A leader of men. Not a leader of men.
Right. blew a 4-quarter lead like Vader.
Hey, you were just praising that guy earlier. Okay.
Who?
What do you mean who? You were praising that head coach that you're talking about. Oweh went to a team with a good defensive coach. He's still doing his thing.
What are you talking about?
Dan Quinn.
No, I wasn't praising that coach.
He's the coach in Washington.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking Mentor. I thought you were talking about Mentor. Yeah. No, he's a good defensive coach. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is John Harbaugh a good coach?
I didn't say Dan Quinn's a good coach. I said he's a good defensive coach.
Okay. Is John Harbaugh a good any kind of coach?
No, not anymore.
All right. Vader wins. Let's go. Let's take us out of Delia.
Better than Mike Singletary.
Take us out of Delia. We're going to head to the overtime show. Jose has admitted defeat. We're done here.
All right, y'all. I was hot, only paid $15. $15 for what? I left the Ravens Stadium with 10 minutes left in the fourth. I knew they was going to blow. Okay. I see. Well, you got your $15 worth. Leave happy, I guess. All right, y'all. We getting out of here. You want to hang out some more? Check us out on the Overtime Show. Patreon.com/LBHT Show is where you can find us. Also, channel members get access as well. The link should be posted in the community tab. All right, y'all get ready. Overtime Show starting now. Everybody else, have a great night. We will see you.
Wait. Sorry. Oh, I thought it said something else. My bad. Sorry,
wow.
Corey.
What's up, Corey? We getting out of here. We stopped the show. What did you think it said?
I don't want to say. I'll tell you afterwards.
Oh my god!
Because now it's going to sound bad if I say it.
All right, y'all. Have a great night. We'll see you next time. Peace.